Hey everyone, welcome to Amped 2, the sequel to the original Amped Freestyle Snowboarding. It is the second in the Amped series.
Amped in the Freestyle Snowboarding.
Amped in the Freestyle Snowboarding, yes. Blank Tester's got this thing where he's replacing colons with and the.
Yeah.
So we're starting up Amped 2 and immediately we're choosing a new character and oh man, look at those faces. Like, these people are, I guess they're amped to be here.
Yeah, they look pretty amped.
I'm not even going to say you see what I did, because, like, what are these?
Yeah, some of these guys look kind of scary.
Yeah, kind of sketch. How many of them do you think drive, like, those white vans? Anyway, I picked that guy because he was super amped.
Yeah, he's amped.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the name.
What do you think? Inns? Yep. This is my footage. Do not steal.
Don't steal.
It's okay because if another capture card recorded LP of this game pops up, I'll know you stole my footage. Yeah. So, Amped 2 is the also pretty well acclaimed sequel to the original Amped Freestyle Snowboarding, Xbox only, created by Xbox, like some Microsoft Game Studios, like some in-house network. Had a good focus on Xbox Live, because Xbox Live had come out at that time, and, quite a lot of people played the game, and quite a lot of people liked it. And, it did change up a couple things from its predecessor. It kind of cut back on the weirdness a bit. In the previous one, you'd win a challenge, and it would be like, woohoo, your mom gave you a thumbs up online or something.
Yeah.
And it also added in a bunch of more content. Now in the just normal run, you've got 3 high score, 3 media guys. The media guys are back. Yeah. And you've got the snowmen, find 8 snowmen, rank up. But you've also got a few more opportunities to get ranks. You've got the gap challenges, and you've got the trick challenges. There's 5 tricks per level, like special tricks per level. And if you do 3 of them, you complete the trick challenge for the level. If you do 3 of the gaps, which, you'll kind of see those blinking...
the dotted line thing.
Dotted lines.
That's pretty cool. I'll give him that. That looks really cool.
Yeah. And also, the main thing they added to Amp 2 is the style mechanic. Now, style is everything, and style will get you more points, so much more points than if you just did a basic trick.
And what do you know? They display it on screen instead of just...
Yeah.
Hiding it.
Once I go off a jump, you'll see a bar at the very bottom. That bar filling up with orange right there, that is the style bar. And how do you get style, you say? Well,
how do you get style?
Blank Tester says.
In a totally unprompted and
yeah, totally
spontaneous question.
Yeah. Amped 2, gives you a lot more form and freedom with how you can spin and flip. Gone is being able to use the D-pad for spins and flips, and Gone is being able to use the face buttons for tricks. In the first game, you could either use the left stick or the D-pad to spin and flip, and you could either use the right stick or the face buttons to do grabs.
Right.
So, guess which ways I liked to use in the
I know
first
the
one.
answer, but I'm gonna guess.
Okay, go ahead, buddy.
Did you like using the ways that they removed?
Yeah.
Wow.
I loved using the D-pad because, that's kind of naturally, better to me. And I liked using the face buttons because I didn't have a problem with that. But,
hey, look, there's no speed stat.
Yeah, you'll notice they got rid of the speed stat because it was fucking worthless, which is kind of a double-edged sword. On one hand, you don't have to put points into something that you don't need to put any points in. On the other hand, you're just as fast now as you ever will be, and sometimes when you realize you just don't have the speed to do something, you'll know it won't get any better. So, Let's get to the style mechanic. You can either hold all the way to, a side, like
on the thumbstick.
On the thumbstick, you can either hold all the way to the side to spin as fast as you're able to, or you can kind of hold it halfway and you'll spin more slowly. And if you intentionally spin more slowly, like that, you'll start racking up style.
But then when you release the spin...
When you release the spin...
your style points down there will start to decrease, right?
Yeah, you'll start to lose style. So the intended thing is for you to slowly spin a, complete rotation or a complete flip and finish it right before landing to get the most out of your style.
Which will probably take some practice.
Which will take quite a bit of practice, and also sometimes the game can be very fidgety, with when you start styling, which might lead to you, I don't know, doing half of a flip and going, what the fuck, am I going too slow, too fast? And then start messing around with how much you've held the stick, and then, oh, you might start styling, but now you're not really gonna land very well. So now you gotta, pump the stick forward so you don't fall on your face, and then all your style goes away, and maybe you crash anyway. Basically, if you're new to the game, hold off on the style mechanic for a level or two. You don't need it, and it will get in the way if you don't know what you're doing.
Right, like maybe practice a little bit with the controls before you get in there, and then come back to the early levels if you want to practice.
Yeah.
On something you're already familiar
Yeah,
with.
because along with
But don't just dive into the style mechanic. It's a little bit of a learning curve.
Along with spinning and flipping for style, there's other ways to get style too. On rails, they've now changed up the rail mechanic. First, you can see they have a balance bar now.
Yeah.
But also, in the first game, you use the left thumbstick to spin around and the left and right triggers to change your balance. Which, again, I thought was interesting, but it kind of, didn't fix the problem I thought it was going to fix. So it kind of ended up sort of flat in the water. Now they've basically reversed that. Now the left thumbstick is to shift your balance, and left and right trigger are to sort of spin. So on rails, you can also hold in the triggers, only halfway to do a rail style, which actually, I'm going to say right now, gets you a ton of points. It's the new, find a media guy on a gondola wire for getting a ton of points. Find a long rail, go slower on it, because again, it only kind of racks up points for how long you've been on the rail, and style on it, and it will your score will shoot up. But also, then you can also do tweak styles, like you do a grab, holding the right thumbstick in a certain way, and you can tweak the grab with the left thumbstick or the right thumbstick, or both thumbstick, left trigger, right trigger, both triggers once you have them, same as Amped 1.
Right.
And if you hold in the triggers only halfway down, you, tweak style.
Okay.
So, I mean, the style system, it's a good idea, but... Well, actually, it's kind of the game fully commits to it, which can either be good or bad, depending on how easily you can do it. Because, that might mean, to try to max your style, you're jumping off a jump, holding fully on the right thumbstick, so you actually do a grab.
Yeah.
But half holding on the left thumbstick to spin slower, and half holding on a trigger to, try to style grab, and it becomes a big clusterfuck.
Right, it becomes way too difficult for your brain to manage.
And
I mean, that's also person by person. Some people might find that really easy to do, and other people might find it really hard. I personally would find it very difficult.
Yeah, I find it really difficult. There's probably other things I'll address as they come up, but sorry. So you've got, the high scores and the media guides. Now the media guides don't give you multipliers. So you have to get all your points along the way. You can't get double points for media guys, but to do a media, to complete the media challenge, you still need to work in front of them.
Right.
And then along with the gaps and stuff, now we're in the sponsor events. Sponsor events carry over from before. This guy likes grabs, so you need to do grabs. Mm-hmm. The game shifted it up, so now you need to do what the guy likes. You saw earlier I grinded and got maybe 5 points.
Yeah.
You get no points for not doing what the guy likes, which is fine.
Yeah, that works. It makes it a more focused experience.
Yeah, now you can't, win a rail challenge by just busting a ton of 1080s.
Yeah. Which is good. It gives the game a little bit more focus.
Yeah.
It makes the game...
I never thought the sponsor events were bad, so the sponsor events are fine.
Yeah.
But now, along with the sponsor events and along with the pro events, which will show up in a bit, there are photo shoot challenges now. They've added those, which kind of gives you a path to take, like these yellow markers that you need to ride through, and also you need to get a certain amount of points during them.
Right.
So this photo shoot is going to be go off the jump, get into the rings, and also do 400 points. And 4,000, yeah. Also, grab style, if you don't spin or flip at all, I find you can hold the trigger down all the way and get style. Otherwise, if you do anything with the grab, you have to go halfway. So, I don't know. So that photo shoot was fine, because it's the first one.
Right.
But photo shoot kind of not really replaces the pro challenges, but kind of adds to them in that the first one will usually be pretty easy. The second one could swing either way. I mean, this one was fine as well.
Right.
And then the third one is going to be complete bullshit.
Right. We've basically been giving this game pretty much praise.
But
there are a couple things. There are a couple things that really sink my opinion of this game.
I mean, this is my.
Although so far, again, like we said,
I mean,
everything we've said so far has been, pretty.
I mean, this is my second full playthrough. I can go back to level 1 and do fine, but the game, there's at least one challenge per level that I don't think got play tested, and so Photo Shoot 3 is the first one that might kind of trip you up. It's the one on the first mountain I don't think was play tested, because jumping off rails exactly where the game wants you to is harder than the game thinks it is.
Yeah.
Like, because they went to a normal balance bar, that means you start to lose your balance by, going wildly to one side then wildly to the other. So, and you've got to have your balance on one side to jump off that way.
Right, so you have to be off balance to jump in that direction.
You have to manage your balance really well, and also you need to get the right amount of points.
And then,
the photo shoot...
They don't let you miss any on the photo shoot.
Yeah, you can't miss any of these, and the markers for getting in them are actually pretty precise.
Yeah.
I mean, I end up kind of bullshitting this one to beat it,
Yeah, that's not obviously the intended way to do it.
It was obviously supposed to be a lot smoother, but it works.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, what works starts to look more ridiculous as you go along.
So starting off the game looks alright.
Yeah, also, whenever it shows you a video, I'm going to cut those out.
Okay, why?
I don't want to get, copyright strikes. I mean, and also, those could kind of end up dragging the video, especially with the extra 3 photo shoot challenges. These videos will probably be a bit longer.
Okay.
I mean, with everything, you can be positive about it for a couple lines, and then you can be negative about it for a ton. I'm hoping to get people in these videos who have played AMP 2 and like it more than I do to kind of offset that, because I don't.
Which we know a couple more people now in this game than for the last.
I mean, inside, I'm not liking the game at all, but I'll try to, stay receptive. I mean, I've recorded the whole thing.
Right.
But, the first level's usually not that bad. Third photo shoot challenge kind of going to leave a bad taste in your mouth, but style mechanic, the game fully commits to it, and I think it certainly kind of falls flat later on because it expects you to be ridiculously precise.
Yeah.
Still ridiculously precise. But also they fixed the landing mechanic. We didn't talk about that. Now you see sketchy landing or good landing or stomped it.
Yeah, and there's a multiplier on screen and all that.
Yeah.
That's all good.
Yeah, so, the game definitely learned.
It definitely fixed some of the problems we had, but it added a whole host of new ones that we'll get to later.
That we'll get to.
There's one that pisses me off a ton, and it has no bearing on the gameplay at all.
You want to just address that later? Or?
I'll address it next time.
Okay. Next time we'll go to Breckenridge, and we'll see you then.